Hi guys, I shouldn't leave this so long, should I? Because things build up in me and there's just stuff on the TV and in the news all the time that just bothers me, and quite frankly I'm getting sick of trying to let people know what's going on because I don't know, it seems like such a you go out and you watch people and you know they have no idea what's going on, and you just wonder if you're banging your head against the wall for nothing. So I haven't been making as many videos, but just a couple of things. First off, the government started advertising the swine flu on the TV over here. And it's spring here. You know, who's going to go out and get the flu shot now because nobody's sick? And but what they're doing, and this is what really pissed me off about this ad, was that they say, oh, if you're in this group, in this category or this category, you should get the swine flu. But if you're healthy, and this is where it pisses me off, they try and guilt people into getting this flu shot. They say, if you're healthy, you should get it too because you don't want to be getting and passing it on to the sick community. Well, if they already got it, how am I going to pass it on? I've often stated that. And the mere fact that they are trying to guilt perfectly healthy people. I haven't had the flu for years, so why would I get a swine flu shot now? And they reckon this nasal spray that they're giving people is making it spread even faster. It's just one big farce. This whole swine flu thing is just one big farce. The other thing was the swine flu was on TV, in the news here the other day about the Tamiflu, how these people on the internet are making these fake Tamiflus and scamming people out of thousands of dollars. Now, you know, how's that any different from the people that make Tamiflu? You know, the only thing that's pissing them off is that somebody's edging in on their scam. Tamiflu doesn't work. They're making millions out of nothing. They're making millions out of scamming people, pretending this shit works, and it doesn't. You know, so how's the gangs any different? All they're doing is exactly what Tamiflu is doing. The other thing is the politician got on here and said Scientology's a criminal organisation. Again, how is that any different from the Christian organisations doing exactly the same thing? You're trying to tell me these churches aren't scamming all this? People die, leave all their money to the church. It's just one big fucking scam. You know, trying to tell us that this guy parted the sea, or that they put all these animals on a boat and Noah's Ark, or this chick got pregnant, she was a virgin. Please, you know, Scientology, Christianity, Scientology, they're exactly the same. It's all a big farce. The other thing is the media. Now, when I went to America, I was so proud of Australia because I thought, yes, Australia's in there. We know everything that's going on. We report a lot more. I mean, at the time, Australia was reporting a lot more in their news than the Americans were. But now I eat my words 100%. I eat my words. Australia is being dumbed down so badly about what's going on in the world. Like over here, they have not mentioned one thing on the news about this H1N1 and how it's maiming, killing, and paralyzing people. This vaccine that they're giving people, they have not said one thing. And obviously, they put that on the news over here. Nobody's going to take it, and that's why they don't put it on here. But one would think that because, you know, is this not news? Somebody dying from their farcical vaccine. Is this not news? And what was the other thing? Oh, how many Australians know what's going on in the Ukraine? It's not even reported. And I've never seen anything on the news over here, even on the internet Australian news. I have not seen anything about what's going on in the Ukraine. How many Australians know what's going on? There's a plague going on in the Ukraine. We're not told one thing about it. And the bullshit that they put up as real news. See, over here, we have 5 channels. And you get half an hour of news on a couple of them and an hour on the other ones. And most people come home and they rely on to turn because they're out working all day. they rely on the news to tell them what's going on, but they're not being told anything. What has been put up as the news these days, I mean, on here it says something about some guy dropping his pants, or, it's it's farcical, the news they're putting on here and touting as the real news. These half-an-hour newses they have on at prime time, they quite often, it's 17 minutes of news thereabouts, and then it's sports and weather. But now what they're doing is they're using probably 10 minutes of that main news, and they'll talk about a sportsman. We are just so, and you can understand, people come home and they don't want to hunt around on the internet for news. They're relying on these people to give them the news, because they're out working, because they have to have the better TV, they have to have the better digital image, they have to have the better lawnmower, the better detergent, the better spray, the better food, the better this, the better that. Everybody's living beyond their means, way beyond their means, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. And sometimes they come on here and they go, "Oh, the economy's picking up." Biggest load of fucking bullshit I've ever heard in my life. And and they're getting away with telling this news on there. And if you really want to get the real news, you have to hunt around on the internet for it, because Australia's being dumbed down. And what they do over here, Australia's a big sports country, and they shoving sports down our throat all the time. This is important, entertainment's important, Britney Spears here, that's important, we've got to know that. It's the biggest lie ever in Australia that they're putting forth, that when they just paid $3 million, I think it was $3 million, to have Tiger Woods out here. He's a fucking sportsman. A sportsman. They're paying astronomical amounts of money to bring to this country. And that, these idiots like Britney Spears and putting all this forth as what's important. It's not. What's important is what's really happening in the world, what's really happening in other countries, and we're not being shown any of it. And the lies that Obama has spewed out from the day that he got in, we're just so dumbed down in Australia by our news, utterly dumbed down. It's just disheartening. There's nothing else I can really say. It's just really disheartening. And, I think about making videos on here, and then I think, why? I go out sometimes, I look at these people, and I see they have no idea. That's another thing. I went out the other night. I got a craving for takeaway food. It cost me $25 for 2 hamburgers, 2 chips, and 2 milkshakes. $25. That's what Australians are paying, and Australians pay the highest amount of food for their food in the world. What we pay over here is absolutely a big fucking rip-off. One big rip-off, our food industry over here. We have let Coles and Woolworths and that just totally manipulate our market. And people just have no idea. They're just out fighting for the better this, the better that, living way beyond their means. Excuse me. I might have the swine flu. Living way beyond their means. It's disheartening to see. Anyway, that's all I'm going to talk about today. You guys smile and have a nice day, if that's possible.